Hey, what's going on everyone? So today we got the brand new Leonx X1 Max amp 60 volt electric bike. We're going to be checking it out today. This is the all blacked out version, which is pretty awesome. If you guys follow my channel, we reviewed this one not that long ago. It's their other model, the camouflage one. Absolutely love the color of the camouflage one. This one's sweet too. I know a lot of people want the all blacked out bikes. In fact, they try to black out the ones that they get from other brands that have the orange and everything in them. I see kids spray painting them all the time. So it is nice that they came out with a black version. It's pretty much the same specs and details as the camouflage version here, with just a few slight differences. For one, this seat is just slightly softer than the one on that bike. That bike, the foam was a little bit harder inside. There's no additional foam, but it is softer. I would still love to see a little additional padding here, maybe make that a little bit thicker and then make this thicker in the back as well so that it's a little bit more comfortable. But overall, still a nice little upgrade being a little softer. And one other thing I noticed that was different was the charger with the black one was only 1.75 amps. And on the camouflage one, the charger was a 2 amp charger. So a little bit slower of a charger for some reason. Like I said, you may get a 2 amp, you may get a 1.75 amp, but it would have been nice to see something higher than a 2 amp charger for a battery of this size, because it does take quite a long time to charge these things up. But if you got the all blacked out version, let me know what size charger you got with yours down below in the comments, because I'm kind of curious if it was 2 amp or 1.75 amp to let all us know. And obviously the color is different. Currently, as of me filming that one is not available, must be sold out because they've been so popular. I guess they've been selling out like crazy. But watch this video first, make sure this bike's right for you. And if you do decide to order it, I'll put a code down below, JM100, to save you guys a couple bucks on it. And go check out the review on the original Leonx, because like I said, it's basically the same bike. Everything's the same. 60 volt, 28.8 amp hour battery, 17-inch front wheel, 14-inch rear wheel. They do have a smaller version with a 14-inch front wheel and a 12-inch rear wheel that's supposed to be less powerful at 4,000 watts. These are rated for 6,000 watts, but honestly, I don't know how they come up with some of the wattage specs. Whether it is or isn't, I have no idea to verify that, other than just getting on it and showing you guys how it performs, which is what we're gonna kind of try to do here. Hey guys, I just wanted to jump in here real quick and say that this is the X1 Max original version, the 1.0. I just realized before I even got this video out that there is now a 2.0 version, and it says that anybody that ordered this, that their order did not ship yet, and this is as of June 21st, 2026, that you will be getting the new 2.0, and they're not going to be shipping until July. So if you guys go on to order one of these now, you're probably going to be ordering the 2.0, and I can't vouch for any of the specs and features on that bike because I haven't seen it or tested it yet. It does look like it might have a different controller, a different headlight, and it says it's supposed to be a little bit more powerful at 7,000 watts instead of 6,000 watts, and a 30 amp hour battery. But again, I can't vouch for any of these specs because I haven't seen one in person. Maybe I'll try to get one from them and do an update video on their new model. I just wanted you to be aware that this is the 1.0 version. So if you go online to look, it might only show you the 2.0 version now. Let's get back to it. My son's gonna be riding the original Leonx that we received that's camouflage, and then I'll be on the all blacked out version. We may switch, and I'll show you him jumping this off a jump down there in my yard, just to show you guys what you can expect. Now, I did notice on most of these bikes that I've reviewed, whether it be these, the Q-Range, A-Pass, whatever, usually this front fender ends up bottoming out and hitting this wheel when you hit the jumps, because the front suspension's a little soft. I actually thought about maybe cutting this up a few inches on the back side here to prevent that, or maybe trying to bend it back further, because you do have a little bit of clearance here that you can bend that fender back. Leonx, you might want to upgrade this and try to get this to come back a little bit further to clear that rear wheel so it doesn't hit when the suspension compresses. That will be one upgrade that I'd like to see, as well as some extra foam in the seat. And one thing I noticed about both of these Leonxes, which may be like this now on some other brands, not 100% sure if this was an update across the board, because a lot of these brands are pretty similar with some minor changes to controllers and things like that. But this is cut out here on this metal cover, which lets this wire come down through here nicely. On the Q-Range and the original A-Pass that I reviewed had this plate square here, and this cable here would rub up against that plate. So that's nice to see that this is cut out now, and that doesn't put any pressure on this power wire. So that's nice. There's the plug to plug the battery in, and you have an on-off switch here. Now let me show you guys something. This battery on that Leonx and this Leonx are compatible with each other, obviously, but this has an anti-spark feature in it. See those 2 pins right in there? It has an anti-spark feature, so you cannot turn this battery on and test the voltage right here because it will not put out any voltage unless this wire is plugged into it to activate that port there. Could be a good thing if this starts to come out. It may shut the power off coming out of your battery, but I'm not sure if it'll come out far enough to shut it off before it starts sparking, because I know a lot of people had that issue with these plugs coming undone if they don't have them plugged in all the way, or if this is like that when they plug it in. Always make sure that's completely all the way down and that that's pushed in tight before every ride. So you want that down like that, flat up against the wire, and always push that in. Even while you're riding, if you stop to take a break, always double check that, make sure that's in there, because if that starts coming out, that could start arcing in there, burn out your terminals, and then your bike could shut off. I actually had that happen to me on one of the bikes that I reviewed. Can't remember which one it was, but didn't have that pull thing all the way clamped down, and I was like, why did it just shut off on me? And that was why, because the power cable wasn't plugged in all the way. So always double check that. Now these bikes are rated for up to 50 miles an hour. We're not going to be able to hit that speed in my yard, but I'll show you what they can do. And these are meant for off-road, so don't be buying this bike letting your son rip down the road on it, because they are illegal on the road. But without further ado, guys, let's get into it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please put a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. These are right now around $1,400 minus my coupon code, which, like I said, JM100 will save you some bucks. And the smaller version's about $200 less than that. I think around $1,200. And then obviously minus my coupon coupon should work for the smaller one as well if you need a smaller bike. But my son there, he's just over 5 foot and fits him really good. He can almost touch flat-footed on it. I think he's like 5 foot ½ inch. Let's get into it. All right, guys, my son's in front of me. We're in mode 1. It's actually fast in mode 1. It looked like 27 miles an hour there, and that wasn't full speed. Still mode 1. Woo, he hit that jump. I'm not gonna hit it right now. We'll hit it in a minute and show you. All right, now we're gonna bump up to mode 2. 27 miles an hour again. I'm going by my GPS there. Now it may not be 100% accurate. He's gonna hit it again. There he goes, pretty nice. And then we're gonna bump up to mode 3 here, and your mode button's right here next to the throttle. Almost couldn't stop that time. I'm not even looking at the speedometer, guys. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it or not. Tons of fun though, guys. And what I love about having 2 of these is that we can both ride together. I mean, obviously we got a lot of different electric dirt bikes if you guys watched our videos, but if your kid's smaller, maybe get the smaller version or something less powerful than one of these, and then you can ride around with them, and that's what's awesome. But it says on here, max speed I had it up to was 34 miles an hour. Like I said, I wasn't really looking when we were going fast. I was concentrating on stopping. But 34 mile an hour in this little backyard, not bad. This gives you an idea of downhill and a little bit of uphill, but definitely fast enough in this 1 acre area here. That's how big my yard is. And what's sweet about electric dirt bikes is they don't make a ton of noise. You're not gonna annoy your neighbors. And it's just so easy to just hop on, hit the button and go, rather than messing with gas, starting it and things like that. Although you do have to make sure your battery's fairly charged. Now that battery is actually down around 59 volts, and this one was fully charged when I started here today. It'll definitely pull the front wheel off the ground. I'm not gonna really try to do wheelies today because I have a tendency, if you guys seen my other videos, that I flip them over. I did notice, however, I did pop the front wheel up on this a little bit in 3rd gear, and when I let off the throttle, it seemed like it was still giving it a little bit of power, and I almost did flip it until I hit that brake. Don't know why it seemed like it was still getting power after I let go of the throttle, but there is an app you can connect to this to see your battery voltage, because that is one thing I don't like about these bikes, is that there is no voltage rating, just a little battery bar there, and those aren't always 100% accurate. Now, like I said, these bikes are still fast even in mode 1, but we're gonna go down, hit the jump a little bit, show you guys how it performs on there. And I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I hope this is helping you guys out. And we already went 0.6 miles, that's crazy. But the bike only says 0.3, so either my GPS is off or the bike odometer is off, one or the other. All right, here goes, mode 1. Not bad, that front fender did not bottom out there, but he is jumping uphill just slightly there, so it's putting a little bit less strain when he hits there. Most of that noise you're hearing is coming off the ramp. We had to support a little bit for these heavier bikes. These bikes are right around 125 to 130 pounds with the battery in it, and that ramp wasn't really holding up, so we had to support it, but that's most of the noise you hear. Ooh, that was a pretty good one. All right, want to try the new one?
Yep.
All right, here he goes on the new black edition. Didn't sound like the front fender bottomed out there. He was jumping it the other day. The ramp was down there and he was going downhill, and that front fender was bottoming out on that front wheel. Pretty good. Kickstand's down. Kickstand flopped down on that one. All right, here he goes downhill a little bit. Yeah, you heard it there. It did bottom out that time. Jumping downhill, obviously it's dropping to a lower height and putting more pressure on the bike when it hits. And then that front fender bottomed out a little bit. All right, here I go, uphill. Didn't really bottom out that time. Let's try it one more time. Now I'm just in mode 1. There it did. That time the front wheel bottomed out on the fender here. So it's just hitting right here. You can honestly maybe heat that up and bend it back, or like I said, just cut it up a few inches and then it probably wouldn't even bottom out and make that noise. But overall, pretty decent. Let's throw the action cam on him now and we'll show me ripping it around and see what kind of footage we can get that way. Hope you guys enjoy. And thanks for watching, everyone. All right, here we go, guys. So this is mode 1 and I'm hitting full throttle here. You can see it's not popping up with me on it right now. So that's pretty nice. Like I said, it does feel like sometimes when you let off the throttle though, it still gives it throttle. Don't know why it does that. I wish when you'd let off, it would cut the throttle completely. So mode 2 here. I wheelied off of that one, went up, and then my hand was still on the throttle a little bit when I hit. Man, I thought I was gonna flip it there. I gotta take it easy. But this is mode 2. If I bounced it and gave it full throttle, I might be able to pick the front end up, but let's go ahead into mode 3 now. That front wheel bottomed out on that fender, both when I hit that little grassy knoll right there, I hit that and it bottomed out, and then when I hit the ground, when I landed, it also bottomed out. So that's kind of annoying. Leonx, Q-Ron, J-Pass, all you guys, update this front fender so that it doesn't hit the wheel when the suspension bottoms out, or make that front suspension just a little bit, maybe adjustable or a little bit tighter. But honestly, I mean, the suspension feels pretty decent. It's not bad. It just bottoms out on that front fender. All right, guys, now we're gonna race real quick. His battery is at 58 volts, mine's at 65, so mine is charged more, but he's 100 pounds less than I am. This isn't really supposed to be a comparison between the two bikes or anything, just thought it'd be fun to throw in here. So we're gonna run and see if he can beat me, even though that one's significantly lower in voltage than this one. He's probably still gonna beat me, but ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, he's neck and neck for a while, but he's pulling on me. Not far. You weren't far in front of me, but I was keeping up pretty good, even at 100 pounds more. But overall, guys, definitely some fun bikes, especially for the money. But two other things I want to note real quick that I thought was worth mentioning. When I put this bike together, this front rotor here was really wobbly and it was hitting the caliper. I was able to put a crescent wrench on there and where the bend was, get it most of the way unbent. But I am gonna reach out to Leonx and see if they could send me a new one because it's still not 100% straight. And I think one of the hardest parts about the assembly was trying to get that chain tensioned correctly because this side was tightened up all the way in. There was no adjustment there. It was completely up against these two nuts here. And then on this side, it was quite a bit back. Something just wasn't right with this wheel, so I had to straighten it up and adjust this chain. But now the chain tension is pretty good. And one thing to double check on these bikes, guys, I've never had an issue with it, but I've read online that others have. Check your master link, make sure it's on the correct way, because if it's facing this way, when that comes down around here and that master link hits that, it could pop the link off. The arch you want on this side, that way when it comes back, it actually pushes the master link on if it would hit this to prevent that from coming off and your chain popping off. Just a couple quick tips that I've learned from reading other people's comments. And if you have any tips, tricks, or things that you've done to make these bikes better, put them down in the comments below for all of us to learn from. Thanks for watching, guys. Like I said, if you're interested, use the code JM100 to save a couple bucks and the link below to help support the channel. And I will see all of you around on the next one.